On the morning of June...
Chat, it's called the O.J. Simpson chase. Chat, guys, I've never really looked into any of this because the case was too big and too whatever.
xQcl.
I want to see more into it.
1994, news reporters from all over Los Angeles raced to one specific location, pointing their cameras to capture a very brief moment. A moment that will probably be only a few seconds long. The location is the LAPD headquarters in downtown Los Angeles. And at around 11 a.m., over 1,000 journalists are gathered at the entrance. The moment they want to capture is the perp walk of O.J. Simpson, who any minute from now will be placed in handcuffs right here.
O.J. Simpson.
In the mid-90s, this was about as big a media spectacle as one can imagine.
Perhaps the greatest running back of all time.
O.J. Simpson was known as one of the most successful football players of all time. And besides his football career, he had made a name for himself as a media personality, appearing as a sports commentator, movie actor, and in several commercials.
Pioneer's New Country Spicy Chicken.
And not only would he be placed in custody, it would also be for one of the most serious crimes imaginable. As O.J. Simpson...
Bro, this viewer in chat that links these videos sometimes, he tags me just as the narration in these videos really makes or break these videos. And last time he links in this video with the guy, it's 1946 and it was unwatchable, dude. Unwatchable, dude.
Was the main suspect in the double homicide investigation. 5 days earlier, in the Brentwood area of Los Angeles, 2 dead bodies were found.
Wait.
The victims were Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman, murdered in front of Brown's apartment. Nicole was O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, who for many years had been harassed by her former partner, both during the marriage as well as afterwards. O.J. said to have regularly stalked her as well as been violent towards her.
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record.
The second victim, Ron Goldman, was a friend of Brown's, and he just happened to be at Brown's apartment that night to drop off something she had forgotten. Traces of a perpetrator's blood were discovered at the crime scene, and this evidence was incriminating O.J., who became the main suspect. Based on this evidence, the police decided to arrest O.J. Simpson.
The Los Angeles County District Attorney has just filed murder charges against Orenthal James O.J. Simpson.
Due to his fame and previous cooperation with the police, it was assumed that there was no risk of an escape. After all, a famous celebrity like that wouldn't go on the run, they thought. And so, an agreement between the police and O.J.'s lawyers was made, allowing him to turn himself in at the police station, leading to this crowd of reporters. But this is where things go differently. Time passes, and after more than 2 hours, the reporters are suddenly asked to come inside the building. Not knowing why, they are stunned to hear the police statement.
The Los Angeles Police Department right now is actively searching for Mr. Simpson.
With O.J. not showing up, police started heading his way. O.J. Simpson had spent the night and morning in the San Fernando Valley, at the house of lawyer Robert Kardashian, with whom he maintained a long friendship.
I used to live there.
In addition to Simpson's legal team, there were also several doctors present, as well as Al Collins, O.J.'s former football teammate and a childhood friend. When the police officers arrived, they first met O.J.'s lawyers, who were agreeing to O.J. calming down to be arrested.
Greeted them.
Wait. What?
When the police officers arrived, they first met O.J.'s lawyers, who were agreeing to O.J. calming down to be arrested.
Greeted them. They were very polite and courteous. They told us that they would follow normal procedure, handcuff O.J. and take him to the police station, and they agreed that we would be able to accompany him. At that time, it was suggested that Dr. Fairstein go up and tell him that he was going to be transported in handcuffs into custody. It was at that time when Dr. Fairstein went in the room to alert him that we discovered for the first time that OJ was not present. Al Cowlings was not present.
Okay, no shot.
With
but
the
sure.
two men gone, the only thing that was found in the room were 3 letters that OJ left behind, which to most people seemed to indicate that he was planning on taking his own life. One letter was addressed to his children, the other to his mother, and one to the general public. A letter which Robert Kardashian read aloud to reporters only a few hours later.
I think of my life and feel I've done most of the right things. So why do I end up like this? I can't go on.
One of the most famous personalities in the city and the country has disappeared. And almost at the same time as the police, thousands of reporters became aware of it and head on a search.
Well, this is
It is
confusing.
the beginning of a race of who can track down O.J. Simpson first. What no one knows at this point is that O.J. is not hiding in any home, but is on the road. At this time, O.J. is sitting in the passenger seat of a white Ford Bronco, while Cowlings, who owns the car, is driving, heading down south on the 405 freeway. The destination they picked is the Ascension Cemetery, located in Orange County, a place where the two of them had been to only a few hours earlier. On June 16, the day before this escape, the funeral of Nicole Brown Simpson took place right here. Even though there were already increasing doubts about OJ's innocence at the time, as the ex-husband of the victim, he attended the memorial service.
The mourning ex-husband, the grieving father, the focus of a murder investigation.
Huh?
Now, a day later, OJ wanted to go back to her grave, presumably to harm himself right there. When the two arrive at the cemetery, they realize that it will not be possible to go to the gravesite without being recognized.
Did you go to her grave?
Yes. Well, we never made it there because there was a police car blocking the entrance.
They wouldn't let you in?
Well, AC saw him and avoided going in.
Unsure on what to do next, Cowlings parks the car near the cemetery. According to his own statement, OJ wanted to wait for the police to leave so he could still go to the grave. While they were waiting, they turn on the radio, and they notice that there are reports on almost all frequencies about a large-scale search for the two. Presumably, in order not to be recognized, OJ now moves from the passenger seat to the back seat and lies down. And he instructs Cowlings to drive back up north, heading to his house, with the goal of meeting his mother there. Knowing that there is an active manhunt for him, O.J. Simpson then decides to call the police himself, who immediately trace the call to determine where it's coming from.
Chat, this is a really fucking elaborate chat, guys. I think you can make like hundreds of fucking hours of like document about this, because I don't understand it. This guy isn't like harboring a fugitive or whatever. Doesn't he know like that this guy's wanted or whatever? Like I don't know.
The signal appears to originate near the El Toro Y interchange.
Attention all units and stations for Station 18 per LAPD. Attempt to locate 187 suspect. Southbound 5 freeway from El Toro at 1646 hours. In a white 1993 Ford Bronco, possible plate 3 Delta Hotel Yankee 503.
With this information, it doesn't take long until the first police car spots the vehicle.
241, I'm behind it. Occupied by a male black. Northbound 5, north of Red Hill.
Journalists all across LA were listening into police radio, and soon the first news chopper finds the chase and goes live on air.
Are we some xQc?
Subject has stopped just past 17th northbound I-5.
Here 18315, we have a traffic break northbound I-5, just north of Regional 7. He's continuing now. He is continuing.
Though Cowlings doesn't stop, he also doesn't try to outrun the police, traveling a mere 30 miles per hour. Due to the slow speed of the chase and the fact that no new cars can catch up from behind the police, the traffic around the Bronco drops significantly.
They seem to have cleared the freeway pretty much like they do when you see a presidential motorcade.
However, things are completely different in the airspace over the highway, where more than 9 different news helicopters are now broadcasting the chase to homes and sports bars all across the nation.
Wait, what
As
the
Cowlings
fuck?
continues to follow the highway, he then calls 911, trying to...
Any aviators in chat can tell us if you guys, does the current fucking laws in airspace allow this to have like 9 at different heights? That sounds ridiculous.
Negotiate with the police.
Most I've seen, I think, is 3.
What are you reporting? This is
4 maybe?
I have OJ in the car. Okay, where are you? Please, I'm coming up the 5 freeway. Okay. Right now we all be okay, but you gotta tell the police to just back off. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
30 months
What's your name?
xQc.
My name is AC. You know who I am. God damn it. Okay. Alrighty, sir. Hold on just a moment.
I have a joke for 62 months. So get
What's
this.
your name?
A dude walks into a doctor's office and...
The information that OJ is armed increases the danger.
Regional 710 Ford Cop could not see in the window of the vehicle.
And the LAPD tries to take advantage of the fact that there are cameras pointed at the car from nearly all directions, cooperating with the news choppers to try to get a better look at the situation.
Okay, what we're doing is we've asked the police department, they can't see through the windows, and we're allowed to shoot a picture through the windows to see if indeed he is back there with the gun.
Meanwhile, the Bronco leaves Interstate 5 and turns onto California State Route 91, heading west. Increasingly, onlookers are flocking to the side of the road, watching the chase in person. Years earlier, OJ was part of a well-known advertising campaign for the car rental company Hertz, appearing in ads where he runs through an airport terminal while being cheered on by onlookers. Now, many are shouting this slogan, "Go, OJ, go," to the white Ford Bronco as it races past them, followed by the police. The chase has the entire country hold
Chad,
its
this
breath.
is what aliens don't care about, by
As
the
it
way.
is
Just letting
Friday
you know, by the way.
evening, with several major sporting events taking place, TV viewership is already quite high. Now, OJ's chase catapults this to a completely new level. Sports broadcasts were either paused completely or relegated to a small frame at the edge of the screen. Some sports commentators who personally knew OJ even took the opportunity to appeal to him directly, encouraging him to give up. No game on a sports field could surpass the excitement of what was currently taking place on the streets of Los Angeles. For comparison, the most watched television event of that year, 1994, was the Super Bowl in January with 90 million viewers, which actually was the 3rd most viewed Super Bowl ever at the time. But the OJ chase sets a new record. If you take the various broadcasts together, 95 million Americans are watching this chase. Looking at history, this means it was the 6th most watched broadcast on US television till that point, which is especially remarkable considering that almost all other events on this list were announced and advertised weeks and months prior, while this event happened on the spot. Meanwhile, the white Ford Bronco turns again and switches to Interstate 405, now heading further north.
241 is indicating that he's making a cell phone call.
Knowing that OJ is using a cell phone while driving, LAPD detective Tom Lang remembers that he had written down OJ's number and decides to call it. To his surprise, OJ picks up.
Let me get to my house. Okay, we're gonna do that. I swear to you, I'll give you what. I'll give you me. I'll give you my whole body. Okay. I just need to get to my house. Okay. We're gonna do that. Just throw the gun out the window. I can't do that. We're not gonna bother you. We're gonna let you go up there. Just throw it out the window, please. You're scaring everybody. OJ, you there?
As OJ and Cowlings approach the Brentwood neighborhood where OJ's house is located, the car leaves the freeway and makes its way through the more narrow streets. On the phone, Lang tries to calm down a dangerous OJ Simpson, repeatedly mentioning his children and his family.
You're listening to me, I know you are. You're thinking about your kids right now, aren't you? Aren't you? They're thinking about you. They're thinking about you. So is your mother. Your mother loves you.
Dude, look at the snipers.
No, you don't deserve that. You do not deserve to get hurt. You do not deserve to get hurt. Don't do this.
All I did was love Nicole. That's all I did was love her.
I understand.
I love everybody. I tried to show everybody my whole life that I love everybody.
We know that, and everybody loves you.
Lang increasingly flatters the celebrity and makes it about OJ himself, calling him by his football nickname, the Juice.
Juice, don't give in now. You've been a man all your life. You're admired. Don't give it up.
At 7:57 p.m., still unstopped by the police, the Ford Bronco arrives at OJ's house. Cowlings pulls into the driveway and parks. As they come to a stop, Jason, OJ's son, runs straight towards the car, seemingly shouting through the driver's window.
All right, who is that out there? Just toss it, Juice.
The police officers who were in the house were worried that this could escalate the situation, and they step in to lead Jason away from the car. On the call audio, you can now hear Cowlings as he is trying to stop OJ from harming himself.
OJ, my baby. Don't do it, OJ. Don't make them. They got you, OJ. Please, listen to me. Listen to me, OJ. Listen to me. Please, I'm begging you, man. OJ, no, OJ.
If there is anyone at this point who still doubts that the extremely cautious approach by the police throughout this chase is atypical to how LAPD operated at that time, what happens next will make it clear.
Well, I mean, dude, this
over a period of 15 minutes, negotiations between the car and police take place. Occasionally, Cowlings even steps out of the car, shouting at officers who seem to approach them. Ultimately, they come to an agreement. OJ will surrender himself, but on his own terms. He leaves the car and is allowed to go into the house, where his lawyers also arrive. Here, OJ is allowed to drink a glass of orange juice and have a phone call with his mother. Only then he's being handcuffed and placed into a police car, heading to the LAPD Parker Center to be placed in custody. The chase has come to an end. Besides working on this story, I recently spent a lot of my time crafting a video about a completely different escape attempt. Not a chase.
I don't mind that. The video is just about the chase. Which I kind of want to know more about like the everything else, but it's just what the video is, and I appreciate that. I think that was a good video.
Where someone tries to escape the law, but instead a captivating story.
Also, big shout out to this guy. What is it? Neo? I'll link his own chat. Big shout out for not being opinionated and not trying to give like takes and like whatever dumb shit or like knowledge or like that he doesn't know about or whatever. I like that.
Trying to escape an oppressive regime. Back when Germany was a divided country with a brutal border strip that made it impossible to flee from the East German dictatorship, two families came up with an insane plan. They decided.
So that was interesting. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the video. Very interesting.
Wow.
Chat, you guys, finish what?
Decided to build their own homemade hot air balloon and would
chat,
risk their lives
I have a tournament at 9
to fly to freedom.
TED Talk.
I am.
This guy called me a bitch on Twitter, said I'm a content thief. That's whatever.
Immensely proud of this documentary I produced, for which I even got to interview Günther Wetzel, one of the men building the...
Guys, I try not to be a bitch ass, okay, when I come down to interact with other people, okay? If I find the video is good, something is well done, the credit doesn't disappear because I disagree with the person or he disagrees with me. I don't give a fuck, okay? I give credit to somebody, and that's unconditional. If you do something of value, I give you credit and a story. He wants to be a bitch ass, he's gonna be a bitch ass for calling me a bitch ass for whatever the fuck, that's fine. I still think the video's good.
This video is part of my ongoing Nebula Original series Underexposure, a series where I create higher budget documentaries. Apart from the balloon escape, I created a...
My takes are generational and insane, million IQ, and I wish you understood my take will age properly in the future, and I will be right by everything. History have shown, chat, that my takes have aged so well through time. It's been ridiculous.